Just hit hard, make the whole ball fall. Little bit sweet, little bit reckless. You can't hang, you can't handle Texas. Yeah. Hands up high if you feel this heat, dust in the...
Hey, it is Boots, Stars, Guitars, BSG, the hit list, where music meets mission tonight with myself, Tracy Two-Step, Miss
Kristen Rochelle.
Yes, I'm trying every show now. I'm like, I am not going to say her name for her. Hey, we are on broadcasting throughout with HGTV, our podcasting group. Shout out to HMG. Great friend there. Ironically, our guest tonight actually knows the media owner of HMG. They're actually very good friends. So there's a little piece of information for you. He would not know HGTV. Shout out to 99.9. We've got you as well tonight as One Star Radio out there checking it out with True Grit Radio. And of course, as you know, we are over there on iHeart, but we are live streaming as well. So tune in, share your mom, your dad, your goldfish, your cat, your squirrel, whatever it is. You need to hit the little button and share it. And this is how we take care of each other in this modern digital world, is we follow, we share, we show our love. Let's do it. Let's get into this show. How are you doing, Kristen Rochelle?
I am doing good. It's been a very long day. I've been up since 4 a.m., but I'm doing good.
Girl, do you know when I went to bed?
What time?
Hey, shout out to One Star Radio. Yes, I have a veteran on tonight. He's a good friend, actually, so I can't wait. I am going to be bringing more of them to you, our indie artists. We support our indie artists. Same thing under here. Here you are, KERB 99.9. Both of our stations that we love. Both ladies are just unbelievable individuals tuning in. I ended up wrapping up the show last night. We had a great show in the business department, and it went to our after hours. Live was busy, but I was the one last night, Kristen, saying, I'm ready to go. So Kristen's ready to go. Like, I was Kristen last night, and then I tried to go in, and I was going to try to go to sleep, and then I looked at my phone. Bad mistake. We need the new lyrics, Tracy. We need you to break out your vocals. We need the lyrics. We need them sent ASAP to it's the West Coast, right? So it's earlier there. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So, Kristen, I think I went to bed at 4:30.
Oh, my goodness.
And got up this morning. So you are looking lovely. So us in the 4:30 world, hey, y'all, they are all over in here saying hello. One Star and KERB. I can't wait for the two of you to be in the same area with us. You have no idea how much we all have in common. I love our radio stations that we have. I love the women who are running them. I love how they are there for us. I see you there, Biggie Paul. Biggie Paul's got us over here on our live stream as well and in here. So, Kristen, we have Malachi on tonight. And I am going to bring him up in just a minute. Usually we bring up our guests, after we get in here. What do you have anything you want to announce or anything that you'd like to chat about? Because I know we're going to hit him with he doesn't know this. He hasn't been on my station in a while since we've added TV and the radio stations and a whole new just format. Just everything we're trying to do for not only our mission, but our hit list, as it says at the top. He is on the hit list. So I did not tell him anything about that part. I just said, send your music. And yes, I can see everyone backstage. So I love when I say this. So I can't wait. The hit list. So just a little bit about Malachi. Malachi is someone who is ready to jump and do everything for everybody else. I had been in town in Nashville where I grew up, and my little brother in Columbia, who's no longer here, Malachi was doing a lot out in that area. And I just remember it was rough going back after losing him. And then between Malachi and some of our other veterans, Chris Turner, shout out there, they grabbed me and I went and I got to see them. And it was just like family. So it was, they have no idea. We were like throw a rock to my brother's property and everything. So it was just a matter of being there for one another. So just good hearted. But I happen to know that while I was searching for him, it came up last night. A 100-meter scream was on because they're out in Florida. And I said, wait a minute. I do believe our guest tonight, everybody, has moved. And I believe that he is in Florida. And I thought, wait a minute. I've got to ask him tonight, Kristen. Let's not forget. 100-meter scream. So you're very familiar with them. They're with us on our foundation board, the Sergeant Two-Step Foundation. You can check that out. I want to find out exactly where Malachi is because 100-meter scream and Malachi, I think, need to connect. So last night when we were in the middle of the show, I was like, wait, I need to figure out exactly where he went, in which area. How is everything else going? You know, next week you talked about we're going to have actual indie artists that are comedians as well.
Yes. Yes, we got a female indie artist who does country and comedy.
Okay. I think we're a little bit of comedy too. I'm still searching for my Elvis picture, by the way. If anybody sees a velvet Elvis, I am looking for my velvet Elvis picture. That's what needs to go behind me right there. Kristen's got it down. And the leopard is on tonight. Holy cannoli. Y'all get in here with BSG, Boots, Stars, Guitars. I do have it under Tracy Two-Step to make it very easy for you. Do not spell that. That's the number 2 and then step. It's 2-step. Pretty easy. So I say we grab Malachi and let him get in the middle of what is going on. A Velvis. Oh my goodness. I did not come up with that. We just got a comment that was a very good comment. Look at this. Velvis. I need a Velvis.
Velvet.
Yes.
I like that.
Everyone out there, I'm searching for
like
my
that.
Velvis. There we go. Welcome on. Welcome on. Hey, Biggie. Hey, Neil. How's it going? Again, One Star Radio and 99.9 KERB. This is Malachi. I'm grabbing him now. Hey, Malachi. How are you?
Great. How you guys doing?
We are doing good. This is Kristen Rochelle.
Good evening.
Yes,
Good
and
evening.
I'm Tracy Two-Step.
How you doing, Tracy?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. It's been a while. It has actually
It
been
has.
a little bit. Yeah.
Been a couple of years.
How are you doing?
Doing well. I'm doing well. Getting settled in Florida and just trying to figure out life right now.
Okay. Now, whereabouts? You don't have to say exact, but what proximity?
We're in Broward County, on the southeast, down by. We're an hour from Miami. I'll just put it that way.
We got to talk. I can't
Okay.
believe this. I knew in my gut last night, I was like, wait a minute. I think I just actually might have an answer. So, Malachi, it's good to see you. You're right. So since I've talked to you, we now have the Sergeant Two-Step Foundation, sergeanttwostepfoundation.org, which obviously involves music,
Right.
creativity. It also involves children, everything from foster youth to what would be a gold star mother and the siblings. So, and everything in between. So I feel like through all the trials and tribulations that have been out there that even I've experienced and others, we needed somewhere where we all fit. So there's so much going on out there. I was like, okay, I love all of our veterans groups, but I was like, I really want to develop something that will incorporate a unit. I keep feeling like I'm missing my unit. And I think you know what I mean when I say
Yep.
that. It's like, well, where do I fit? Like, don't really know where I fit at. So the music is medicinal. It's therapeutic. So I've continued there. Actually, we've got to catch up off air is what we'll do. Instead of this turning into a Malachi Tracy, like, hey, what's up? We're on the phone. Hey, Jack, I'm on live right now, but maybe in a moment. So we are on live right now, Malachi. I have you live streaming, not just on your typical stations, but I am live streaming out with multiple screens in front of me. Kristen has been in the indie scene, the radio station area. We may only be 29, but we've spent 20 of those years in radio.
26, right? 26.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Right. My favorite number is 24. So, hey, there
you
it
go.
is. Means together forever. That's what that is. So 2-4. Hey, Malachi, why don't you give them just a little bit of a background? I've been talking about how you're a veteran. Let's shout out who you are. I don't want to, like you mentioned your branch and what you want to say about that, and we'll get into the music side after that.
Sure. So born and raised in Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Joined the military, joined the National Guard in 1994 and served until 2003, where I was a platoon sergeant in a medical company. I had 2 MOSs. I was 11 Bravo infantry and 91 whiskey or Bravo, or now it's 68 whiskey. I was a medic, which has changed its numbers multiple times. I got out for 3 years, tried to my hand at being a rock star back then. Ended up homeless with a wife and 3 kids, and realized that I only knew 3 things in life: the military, landscaping, and music. Music wasn't paying the bills. I didn't want to cut grass for anybody ever again, so I went back in the Army. Ended up active duty Army at Fort Stewart, Georgia, with the 3rd Infantry Division, deployed with 2nd Brigade Combat Team to Iraq, came home.
What year was that, Malachi?
2007 to 2008. I was there for 15 months during the surge.
He was there at the same time as Two Step. You know that, right?
Yeah, we've talked about that.
I forget. I really do.
And then I went back to Iraq from 2009 to 2010 for Operation New Dawn. But that time I went as an Army bandsman.
Were you there at OIF, OEF in 2008, 2009?
I was there I was at Fort Stewart from 2006 to 2014 when I retired.
You were with him. You were all around him. Like, it's just strange for me, y'all.
Yeah, I was in 2nd Brigade and Division Headquarters.
Yeah, I know all the things, but you can teach me later. Like 3rd ID, 2nd Brigade,
that's
infantry,
where I was. 315.
HHC, and then he's flipped over to 11 Bravo. I just know 3rd ID infantry. He was like infantry all the way. That's the only thing I want. And Colonel Kaufman was there at Stewart, and my goodness, was he a savior for me with everything that happened out there. Fort Stewart, I'm sorry, I'm going on record.
Was he Garrison? I think he was Garrison Command, wasn't he? Colonel Kaufman?
Wasn't he? Yes.
I think he was Garrison Commander, yeah.
He's my savior, literally, to this day. So he did a lot to step up for a lot of the wrong that was going on. That has to be one of the worst. I'm sorry, this is my own personal opinion. One of the worst areas and bases I have ever and never want to go back to. Never, ever, ever.
I didn't mind. It was all right. I mean, I think Fort Hood's probably the worst place I've been.
Really? Well, hopefully they're all cleaning that up. So I don't know why I completely forgot. You were right there with Two Step at the same time. You were deployed at the same time as well. So
just didn't know each other.
There are a lot of people. Telling. There is no telling. So Malachi, you've gone from Nashville. Now you're out there in Florida. You got to catch me up because I'm out. I'm like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah. So when I was in Nashville, I was working at a day job, and I was working for a company that was a startup that was owned as a partnership between LG and GM. And I was a production supervisor looking to get promoted to a shift lead, and ended up being offered a job as a plant manager in South Florida. And it was a significant pay increase, responsibilities, all of that. Right. So I was like, I had always promised my wife that, because she came to Tennessee under duress, and I always kind of told her that I promised her that when I could and we could figure it out, I'd find a way to move her to Florida. And so when that job came up, we took it without question, came down here. I think 2 months after I got here, I bought a house, had our house under contract in Tennessee, and then the contract in Tennessee fell through. And then we ended up selling it last week, actually. But I no longer work at the company that brought me here, and I'm currently transitioning into a full-time musician and looking for a day job later.
Okay, you got it. I've got someone I need to hook you up with. 100 Meter Screen. They're on our board. Their management. Her name is Gloria. You're gonna love her. Your wife will too. But I got to get with you on the back channels because we were all on last night, and I went, wait a minute. They said, where in Florida? And I said, oh my God, I got to figure it out. But you're one of the few veterans that is not playing country, is,
Nope.
I mean, he could play whatever, but here on our
Thank
station,
you.
we are all genres of music, and we want to get as many indie artists as we can. I also want to get as many of our veterans, our first responders, and create a whole playlist going on in our radio stations. I told them that this was part of the deal. So as much as I can get, I want to keep getting that, Malachi. So every time you reach out, you need to, hey, send it to her, because I'm putting it on air. So it's easy for me to go through someone like you. You're very easy to speak with and connect with. And
Thank
you're
you.
actually, I'm still with, no matter which radio station comes, no matter which TV, I will always be with HMG.
Oh, I
So
love HMG.
he is very good friends with HMG, and I will always tell everybody, I will never leave HMG. That's like that's my unit.
Yep.
That's what that is. And so HMG is our media company that puts out everything for our podcast side there, for everyone wondering that out there. I see you out there, Miss Moyers. We're going to have to get in touch. I did just become on part of the board of AGSM. That's for Gold Star Moms. And then there's a veteran thing happening. And then, yes, the 2-step backs that she's working on. So they're actually tuned in. Just the word veteran put out there in the title got our people in here. So tell me about your music, because I know Kristen doesn't. I know, so I'm trying to go backwards now and get into the music side of what about you and where it took you, what inspired you, and how that came about.
So I mean, I've been doing music for 30 years off, and it's been groups of off, right? So like 5-6 years of not doing anything, and then hard and heavy doing it, and a year not doing it, and hard and heavy doing it. But I've always kind of had it, like, where I wanted to do it. I mean, I'm not naturally gifted at it. It's just something that I've worked at really, really hard. I was really blessed in the Army that the Army paid for me to take lessons from a company out of Nashville called Singing Success. Brett Manning is probably one of the greatest coaches there are. The guy just really understands the whole anatomy of the vocal cord and the resonance of just all the different, he's amazing. And so I did that. And then, but I was, I've been in everything from like punk rock bands to metal bands to country bands to southern rock bands to blues bands to cover bands to original music, writing all my own lyrics and vocals. I struggled in Nashville because I really am not a country player or a country singer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my genre. And I didn't fit in. So when I came down to Florida, and I met my drummer, Henry, like that dude, I met some of the greatest skill players I've ever met in my life down here. Like, it's unbelievable. And the fact that they jumped in as quickly as they did and believe in the project the way they do, like, I'm blessed beyond measure that these guys are doing it. But I went from all of that, like all these different genres, that now where I'm at in my kind of my musical and my life journey is that I'm a messianic artist. So I'm Christian, but I believe I follow a Jewish root, and I'm Jewish, but I believe in Jesus as the Messiah, right? And so my music is based on, a lot of it's based in my faith. The songs tonight are inspired by Bible verses, but the songs themselves are not preachy; they're real. My intent is to meet people where they are in their journey, whether it's before they believe, it's while they believe, it's just whatever it is, right? Like, not to beat them up, but to know that we all have the same life experiences. We all have the same struggles day to day, right? Even as a believer, we struggle with things. So, so like I said, the music's not preachy, but it's definitely rooted in my faith.
I like that. I like how you're putting it too. I mean, it's a matter of I would say therapeutic for me. So if I weren't writing and doing something in that lane, it's medicinal. I have gotten to be a beast, though. I have to watch out. I mean, I'm, like I was telling Kristen over there, it's like staying up, writing, and I like dove in. The last 2 years, it's probably been me being quieter and just kind of showing up and paying attention. And even when I met you, everybody, it was like just, I had taken myself out of everything on purpose. And I just was observing what was going on around me in the world. And then when I decided, look, I'm going to come back, but I don't want to come back into where I was. I feel better over here. I think I can do more. in the business side of music. So let me figure that side out. I actually experienced something. I don't know if you remember this, Malachi. I went back to Nashville and I was there visiting family, and there was an event that was being held. And I happened to be part of a conversation where it was like, this person's playing, this person's playing, this one isn't, this one isn't. And I'm staying positive here because there's not a bad person, but it was just bad planning. The bad planning. And I was like, do y'all realize who is right here in Nashville? The very first person that I would have called, the very first person that I would have had on that stage, and the location. And so, ironically, last night, I'm in the middle of looking up some things for you. I find the actual letter that I sent to someone, and I reread it.
I remember it.
I didn't remember. I reread it and went, oh my goodness, I tore someone's head off for you. I was like, how dare you come into town, a place that we've lived in. I was like, I cannot believe you did not grab. Malachi is one of the best individuals right there that you should have picked up. Like that veteran right there. What is your, I was like, man, I was angry. I was sad, mad, angry, everything you can think of. I was like, I don't like this. I don't like how this is going. So I had to take myself out again and go, okay, step out of it. Because when you're in music, maybe you can help me with this. And Kristen, tell me if you've noticed it. When you're in music and you're a veteran, and you have a lot of the veterans that are grouping up together, and then I might be stepping in to say, hey, I want to get you on radio, or hey, I do this, but I'm not kind of telling you, like back then. Wasn't really telling you anything except I could do the PR, I can do the press releases. It's very, very hard to break in that little group. It can be little and big. It is very hard for us to kind of break in and say, come on, like, listen to what I'm telling you. There's only a few people that I've come across that I got to know instantly. It was like, great energy. This is great. Love it. And then after reading that letter last night, I was like, wow, was I mean? Or because it's continued into a situation where it's like a grouping, and I don't mean everybody, but a grouping of veterans will stick together in this music circle. And then I'm trying to break them out to say, hey, there's a whole world out here. Like there's a bunch of stations. There's all kinds of things that we would love to get you on. Kristen, this goes back to someone you know too. We won't point him out. But when it comes to veterans and getting them in here on music, and I don't mean all, but some, it's odd. It's like if I were a veteran, jump in a second. What is it, Malachi? I'm going, we're offering a service here, but there seems to be a hindrance as to, well, you know, they don't jump as quick when it's me. Or
honestly,
even
well, I'll be honest, when you figure that out, let me know, because I struggle with that too. I've been doing things with my book and with my nonprofit and with my music for years. And I always feel like a lot of people, even my own veteran community, like kept me at an arm's distance. And I didn't ask people for money. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just asked people for time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want your cash. I don't want your funds. I don't want your contacts. I just want time. Yeah. Just give me some time. Like, let's talk, let's sit down, I'll even buy the food, right? So I struggled with that. That's part of the reason that I didn't break my heart to leave. It broke my heart. So. Certain parts of the leaving broke my heart afterwards, but it wasn't about me leaving. It was about, anyway, it's a lot of other stuff.
Talking about leaving Nashville.
Leaving Nashville.
I left Nashville. Malachi left Nashville. And a lot of people are like, you left Nashville? I'm like, yes, I'm in Texas. And I love it. I go back and forth, but I'm actually from Florida, ironically.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good choice for you, especially after what I figured out last night. So you've got yourself, your whole family. So you don't have the answer there. I don't think it's myself. I don't think it's Kristen. I don't think it's any one thing about us. I just think it's a...
So you've got two specific communities that are very, very cliquey, and it's not a negative thing, right? But veteran community is very, very cliquey, right? And then the musician community is very, very cliquey.
Yeah.
And then you put those two things together and you have veteran musicians, right? So it's extremely more, I think it's extremely more cliquey. And again, not a negative thing. It's just, that's just the nature of the beast, right? It is what it is. So.
No, I definitely have experienced it. And so at this point we've been doing the work. We've got a lot going on out here. So I'm blessed for that. I'm grateful for those that I came across. Kristen over there has been in radio, traditional terrestrial, all over radio for a very long time. I've only seen it happen once to her, but I tried to go back to even some of our crowd, which I love a lot of our crowds. So I'm not calling anybody out. I just kind of wanted to understand if you had the answer, but you're right. It's like a click. Yeah. It's like, it almost reminds me of like middle school mixed with high school. And it's like, it's even a little bit more weird for me because I feel like they should allow the families that no longer have their veteran, whether it's I'm in town with my son who's 17 and he can't go take advantage of it. He's in music, but he cannot go in and do like the vocal coaches. He can't gain anything from his brother serving and no longer being here. So I was like, damn it, I'll start a nonprofit, a foundation, and these siblings deserve to be handed a guitar. They deserve the lessons. They deserve to have a path. You can tell I'm very passionate. I get fired up sometimes, y'all. So, Malachi, I love you. I'm so glad you're on. I got to see a letter last night that I was like, wow, I was really fired up there in Israel. I let some people have it. They probably had it coming, though. So, it's very rare y'all get that side of me, I promise. But I can't sit there and watch something and, you know, it's just how it is. I don't know, Kristen, chime in here as we're on the show live talking about our daily Telemundo.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get a word in tonight.
I know, right?
Yeah. So Malachi, can you tell me a little bit about your music? I don't know anything about it. You're a completely new artist to me, and I've not gotten a chance to actually speak to you yet.
Yeah, so thank you. So I've got, if you go to like my Spotify or my, you know, my iTunes or wherever you listen to music at, right? Like you're going to find, like I have a full album and then I have a bunch of singles, right? The album I wrote with a partner of mine named Chris Miller, who was my guitar player for a while. He wrote and recorded and like mixed and mastered a lot of my stuff on that album. But I sat down with him and we wrote this entire, it was a concept album. And if you listen to the entire album, the album is called For Those That Remain. And it's dedicated, the album is dedicated to all of our veterans who are still here that struggle with suicidal ideation, but don't act on it. And for all of our Gold Star families, right? And so from the first song to the last song on the album, it tells the story of the veteran. From childhood desire to join, which is the song Legacy, to All For You, which is like that first time you leave home, to like just every step of the major incidents in a veteran's life, right? And then since then, that was more of like a Southern rock, almost country-ish kind of album. And I've kind of transitioned into a very hard rock Christian artist that like I've got songs that are what is it? I have songs that are thank you, Biggie. Songs that are like I have a song that's called Rise Above, which is about overcoming adversity. I have a song called Chosen, which is based on 1 Peter 2:9, which is in the Bible says that you are a chosen royal priesthood. And it's based on that. I have a song called Not My Father's Son, which is it's written about my life growing up, about not wanting to be a copy of my father, and then my faith in God. And then I've definitely, guys, it's the band that I have now. Like and I have my partner, Josh Hudson, who I have to give a shout out to. Josh is active duty still. He's stationed in Okinawa, Japan. Him and I have written a ton of music together. We wrote a song called Thank God For You, which is dedicated to my adopted mother who raised me. She passed away a year and a half after COVID. And then we've written a ton of stuff for him that he writes all the music and I write the lyrics and do the vocals, and then he mixes and masters and produces everything. But I mean, we're just dropping songs pretty much. Like if you watched last year, I know Tracy was watching, like last year, like every month we were dropping a song. Early this year, we dropped a song every 3 weeks. Either one of my individual songs or one of his songs, one of my songs, one of his songs. Right now I've got 2 songs that I just sent him, like actually today, where he had already sent me the music and I sent him lyrics. But it's really like now it's very hard rock, radio, metal-ish. But it's and again, it's every bit of it is rooted in my faith. Like you can listen to it and you know, if you don't believe in God, then you're going to listen to it. And it's just gonna sound like a really great song. And if you have a faith walk and you're connected to that, like you're going to catch the little parts in it, right? Because they're subtle. But it's, I mean, if I don't, it's like if you listen to like bands like Breaking Benjamin, you listen to like Shine Down, Rise, or Any Given Sunday, you know, things like that. And then or you listen to bands like Pillar, Red, you know, Decipher Down, Disciple, or you know, Skillet, or any of these bands. Like it's really the genre area that our footprint is.
You said Skillet.
So
Yeah.
it's safe to say, I guess you write really from a very, very personal space. Like you're really not putting yourself in other people's spaces. You're pulling from your own experience.
Yeah, and the funny thing was, like, when I released the album For Those That Remain, I did a show at the VFW in Collierville, Tennessee for a state function for the VFW, and I had a veteran and his wife come up to me after the show, and I get it a lot of times when I play a lot of those songs off that album, where spouses or veterans will come up and, how did you get my story in your music? And it's like, it's just not your story, it's our story. Like we all have that shared life experience. We've all been through this. So
trials and tribulations throughout life. So same thing, Kristen. I just had that conversation. How in the world do you get that many songs? I'm like, a whole lot of life with trials and tribulations, and that is what I see out of you, Malachi. Is a lot of your music is your life, and so you're writing. Did I actually ever meet him? I'm curious. I don't think I ever got to meet
Josh. No, Josh was already in Japan when you came out.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah, I remember talking about Josh. So he is still serving right now.
Yeah, he's a sergeant first class. Stationed in Okinawa, Japan. He's a career counselor with the United States Army, and he specializes working with special forces and either keeping them in the military or helping them to transition out.
The transition, that's the word right there. The transition. There's somebody tuning in right now. That's why I'm repeating the word. The transition. That transition for you as a veteran, or the transition after they leave your door. So, or even knock on your damn door. I'm going to start there. And yes, I said a cuss word, y'all. It's a good one. We're still radio edit clean. We're okay. Kristen, I like that you're leading the questions here, because I do know Malachi so well, and I like them to get the full picture here. So I'm going to let you keep leading with Malachi so they can get to understand more as well.
A lot of your topics we discussed a second ago that they are from personal experience, and you just spoke about someone that, you know, came up to you and talked to you about your writing. Do you find that happens often when you are singing songs to people, that they really feel that song is about something that happened to them?
I definitely get a lot of responses from people that they have a personal connection to the music. It's not just that it's good music or whatever, right? Or that the music speaks to them, but they definitely, when they listen to the words and they listen to the feel in the music that goes with it, because I really write to the music, right? I let the music kind of inspire the journey of the lyrics. And so when they get that, there's a personal connection to it. It's not just like, it just sounds really great. Like it touches them. It connects them in a way where they're like, that's about, you know, I can see that. I can see how that was in my life too.
So you've had a lot of experience in life in general, which that's amazing to put all of that into a creative piece of work, because sometimes, you know, you have artists and writers who will, they'll do that, but they'll put themselves in the other person's perspective. You know, they'll put themselves in that storyline and, you know, oh, what would it feel like to do this or be this? And then they share it. But being that all of your stuff is so personal, do you ever have a problem letting any of it go creatively?
No, it's really, so I, and that's a great question, right? But when I retired from the Army for post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury, arthritis, bursitis, tendonitis, hearing loss, all the average things that we retire with, right? And for me, music has been extremely therapeutic because it's a way for me to get it out, and stop holding on to it as much as I do. I mean, I still struggle with it, but it's like music is definitely a road to recovery for me.
It is for sure. So there's no piece of work that you've ever creatively kind of held on to and said it's too personal, I can't share it.
Nope.
No.
No, I'm an open book.
You run
Yeah.
into that sometimes when people,
Yeah.
writers or even artists, they'll do something that is so personal that they do have a hard time letting go of it.
Well, I heard,
So
I've heard stories of like Prince has, volumes of music he never released. Some of it he was just afraid that it wasn't good enough, and some of it was because it was too personal for him, right? And I mean, there literally are volumes of albums that he wrote, recorded, mixed, mastered, produced them, finished them, and just never released them, and they'll probably never see the light of day.
yeah, and that's
So
a lot of creative inspiration that was meant to be in the world, and it should be
yeah.
out there. Because somebody would have resonated with it,
Oh yeah.
creatively. If you are thinking of something, somebody out there is receiving the same information on some level too. So there's definitely people out there that would identify with that subject, whatever it is.
Oh, I agree. Absolutely, 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anybody should hold on. I think honestly, if you have it, you wrote it, you recorded it, you finished it, you need to release it because it's going to touch someone in some
it
way.
definitely is. Definitely is.
Yeah. And
So
if you
are
touch
you
one
working
person with it, it was worth it.
for sure? So are you working on new stuff right now?
Yeah, I just sent 2 songs to my producer Josh today. One is a song that I wrote that I've been working and trying to write for years, which is a song I'm dedicating to my wife. And then there's a song that he sent when I was working my full-time job down here in Florida. I just got to the point where I didn't have the time, the motivation, or the energy to record or write anything. I've got like 7, 8 songs in my inbox that I got to put lyrics to, and this was just the first one. I pulled it and I just started working on it. And John, like, we have such a great writing relationship. Like, he gives me a lot of freedom. Just like, I can write what I want to write. He sends me music. Do you like it? And I say yes or no. And if I like it, he keeps working on it and he keeps fleshing it out and making more of it. And I really haven't. I'll be honest. There's nothing he sent me that I haven't liked. Like, he's like, we just get along musically so well. And he's so super talented. I mean, he writes the guitar, the bass, the drums, the keys. Like, he does all of it. And so, like, I've got songs, and I've got 2 songs that I'm working on with him right now. I've got 2 more songs from the upcoming album that the singles have already been released from. And then I've got probably 5 or 6 songs with him that I still haven't touched yet that I need to get to.
So you've got a lot of creative projects out there just waiting to be finished.
Yeah, and then my band, like, we play my music, we play some of Josh's music, and then I made the comment the other day about, like, hey, I want to, let's work on this song with Josh, and they said we want to start writing our own stuff, and I was like, all right, cool, that's what we've been waiting for. So now the band wants to start writing too. So yeah, it's and you find, like, when you get into that flow, it's like once you start doing it, like, it comes out faster and easier. The more you write, the easier it gets. So
I agree with everything you're both saying. So the one thing I'm listening to, though, is I have been hesitant to put out something. Like, I'll send it to, I've actually sent some to Kristen, or I've sent something to a few others, but I actually will. There was a song at Christmas, and I'm actually releasing one June 19th, and it's America 250. And then I'll be doing Empty Chair at the Table. And I don't even need to explain the rest of that one. I know for a fact Malachi knows what's in that song. But I have been holding back. So I'm sitting here listening to you and going, maybe I need to quit holding back and just let them go. So you're giving good advice in here. I'm actually taking advice in our own show. I'm sitting here like I'm a guest with Kristen and Malachi. Kristen didn't think it was funny. I thought it was funny. I'm paying attention over here. We have Biggie. Yeah, he totally agrees. You mentioned the band Skillet. I have to ask this while we're on here. This has happened to me for the last 14 days. The band Skillet has been brought up an umpteen amount of times. Kristen, Malachi, not that this show is about Skillet, but just give me something about Skillet that you know.
John, so it's John Cooper and his wife. It's a project John's been using for a very, very long time. Like he brought his wife into it later on. But Skillet is it's a Christian hard rock, and they're getting heavier, so it's almost leaning onto the edge of metal. With the new music that's coming out. They just did a song with John just did a song with Jeremy Camp, who was a Christian pop rock artist. And Jeremy, his music has gotten heavier, and I'm like, okay, I'm liking that. But Skillet is just really one of those bands. Like when I was in Iraq the first time and I came home and I was trying to find a way to look at things to change, because I knew there was something different about me, right? My cousin-in-law was a pastor, and I kind of mentioned to him that I was looking for new music to listen to because I was listening to all this stuff that I was tired of putting all this negativity into my brain space. And he's like, oh dude, you need to listen to, and he listed out Red, Pillar, Skillet, Seventh Day Slumber, and a couple others, like Since October and another one and I just went to my wife and I went to the mall in Savannah, to the Christian bookstore, and I just started buying a bunch of Christian music rock CDs. And that's where that journey went. But Skillet was one of the first ones I bought, which was Monster, which is like, that's one of their biggest songs. So if you haven't really heard much from Skillet, like I would start with that song and then go back and listen to everything.
Yeah, they formed in Tennessee, is that right?
I think they started there and then they moved and then they just came back. And the thing is, like, he's got such a raw voice. Like he has a natural distortion. Even when he talks, he's got grit and distortion in his voice. And that just comes out so much when he sings too. But yeah, they're back in Nashville. So
they're back in Nashville. Now, is that one of your probably your top inspirations, or?
No. I mean, it was one I definitely listened to, but I would say like Christian artists that like were top inspirations. I would say Decipher Down, Red, Sent by Ravens, and Seventh Day Slumber. Seventh Day Slumber was a huge one. Pillar was a huge one. Like, I was the thing was like, musically I was raised on. Oh, dude, Jen is phenomenal drummer. She's amazing. She's a great singer in her own right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she's got a solo album that just blows you away. But yeah, so I was raised on. I wasn't allowed to listen to regular radio until I got into high school. I was raised on Buddy Holly, Fats Domino, Elvis Presley, Black Oak, Arkansas, like just all the oldies, right? I wasn't allowed to listen to anything that was normal music until I got into high school. When I did, I just took off with it.
Yeah, the rock side. So yeah, I love all of that. Everyone's all over Jen, the drummer, so that she's phenomenal. The drummer of Skillet. Yes.
Yep.
So, gotta love the drummer, especially if it's your wife. So that's a good.
Well, no, the guitar player is his wife. The drummer, okay. Jen's is a really good friend. I think she just got married. I can't remember.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got a huge fan of Skillet in here, and I'm going by everything he's saying here. So feel free to redirect what it is and isn't. But super big fan. They're a writer. They're in music too. So I'm keeping up in between the two, and then as well with you and your music. So as far as what I've been exposed to so far, when I'm looking around music in the veteran area, I even include the fallen families, survivors. I don't see too many that are in that lane that I would consider to be alternative or hard rock metal. I see a whole lot of country, and like the percentage of when it goes outside of country is a lot smaller. Would you agree?
In the rock genre?
Yeah, for veterans.
I mean, they're there. There's bands like Blackbird Rain, Scotty Frazier. Scotty Frazier more, it's Americana, but it's rock.
Yeah, he's
and then I mean Shannon Book's a hard rock guy, alternative guy. Like they're out there. You just got to know to look for them. Like you got Three Beers, which is like a pop rock, hard rock guy band.
Okay.
I don't think that we in the rock side I don't know. maybe we don't promote it as well. You know what I mean? Because it's less of a story and more of song, right? Like country music is you're telling stories, right? So you're connecting through stories. Rock music, you're connecting through feel, right?
Yeah.
Like the lyrics are there, but you're more connecting through feel. So I think I don't think that we as rock artists a lot of times we probably don't promote ourselves as well as a singer songwriter or country artist does.
I've never thought about that until you just mentioned that. That is very true. The way you feel rock and you hear country.
Yeah.
It's a story. It's one of those story things. I mean, every genre that I love. I definitely, Scotty, at any time of day or night, I can pick up a phone. Shannon, I haven't seen around in a really long time. So you'll have to pass around my number.
I will.
And get everyone back and say, hey, yeah, unless it's some of the ones that I tore a head off or two. But they aren't in Nashville, I know that, and they're not in Austin either. So
right.
You'll know what to do. How's that? We're gonna promote indie artists as much as we can, whether it's Kristen and everything she's doing, us together, and then us separate. We both have a base, and so we're committed to growing our indie artists and looking for more to put in there as well. So not only the stations we have together, but everything that we do and that she does as well through her stations. This is something that we're both committed to. So we appreciate you being here and coming on.
Thank you.
And I'm going to turn back over to Kristen because we do have music in here, everybody. So, of course, you can't have this show without having music. And then from the music side, we'll get into music. Don't be scared, Malachi. I know that you're not. The hit list will end up having questions that we will come at you with. And they might be they might be music related and they may not. You just never know.
All right. Let's
we
do
usually
it.
figure it out by the end of the show where we're at. I know you so well. I'm not worried about it. But I'd like to dig in here. You know what you sent in. And so I'd like to dig into one of the songs that you sent in. And I'd like to have you kind of lead us into it. Which one would you like to go with first?
Let's do Rise Above.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to say that one. Yeah.
So Rise Above, I wrote not long after my buddy Boone Cutler passed away. Last September, he died. He was working in DC and just fell and his heart gave out and he just died. Which we weren't expecting. It came out of nowhere. It was really just it was pretty traumatic. And so it wasn't, that song's not about him, but it definitely was written in a time where I was dealing with that. And it's really about the song itself. Rise Above is really about overcoming adversity.
Yeah. Shout out for Boone Cutler and his family too. Like that was it out of nowhere. Definitely traumatic shock. Like what happened there. So Rise Above by Malachi here on the show. BSG, the hit list. Booth Stars Guitars, Rise Above, Malachi, Malachias. You got to go check out Malachi.
Turn away and try to deal with it. Stumble, trip, and fall back down. Can you see? Will your eyes stay open? Like a warrior, you can't be broken. Full of mistakes, but you're still hoping. Step to the front with your arms wide open. And it's your time to rise above. You take the pain and you feel the love. The spirit eases on you like a dove. You take the pain and you rise above. It's your time to rise, rise and fall. You can feel His everlasting love. It's your time to rise, rise and fall. It's your time. And it's your time to rise above. You take the pain and you feel the love. The spirit eases on you like a dove. You take the pain and you rise above. You take the pain and you feel the love. You take the pain and you rise above.
That song has a very good message to it.
Thank you.
Rise above
Well, you know,
the
the
pain.
so one of the things, like Boone Cutler had 2 tattoos on his arms. There were specific ones where "Send me" Isaiah 6:8, and then "Take the pain." You know what I mean? Like, and so that really, like I said, I wrote that right after he had passed, and I tried to figure out like how to put "Take the pain" and put that in the song. So
And his lessons that, what his beliefs are being immortalized, in that creative work. So that is an awesome thing.
thank you.
It is. I love it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we've got 2 people who are going nuts. They're all into it. I love it. I see you out there, Diva. You just have to get in touch with me. We'll get you on. So we've got some good people here who love to tune in and engage. I say send your questions, anything you'd like as well, and I will pull that up. There's a lot of Malachi, Rise Above. Love it. Love the music. Love every bit of that. So you did that. Another one is you've got the lyrics going, and Josh over there is putting together the production side.
Yeah.
Right.
So that song, the ones we're gonna play tonight. I met a songwriter named Jesse Saint who he's toured. He's been on the Grammy stage. Like he's played as a hired gun for some really huge names in the industry. And him and I sat down on the phone one day and talked, and I kind of picked his brain on the industry and some things that were happening. And I ended up buying some songs from him, like songs that he had written, but he had there's just the backing tracks and all the stems, right? Like he didn't have the lyrics or whatever. So I bought these. I was only going to buy one, and then I ended up buying an album from him.
Yeah.
And so I took those, gave those to Josh. Josh polished everything, mixed it, mastered it. I wrote the lyrics and put the vocals to it, and then Josh finished them.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I like it is a beautiful tribute. I see that, both of you, all of you. There you go. Yeah, we got to get her on too. Most definitely a beautiful
Thank you.
tribute. So I heard that too as I was listening to it. I was like, that's a definite tribute right there. So that brings me to something that keeps coming up. It came up last night is, let's go 99.9. I see you. Thank you. It brings up the point of being a songwriter. Like nowadays, it's almost you're defeated because as a songwriter, there's a lot out there. I mean, there's a lot going on with digital music. There's a lot going on with what I call the machine of music. And so nowadays, to be someone who is a songwriter, and if you can even put together your sound, your production, every bit of that part, is a little bit scary for some people, and especially in the country lane. We can get by with a lot more if it's not in the country lane. So I like exactly how you work, Malachi. It's actually how I work too. So I may have some people over here on the West Coast that are really well at dealing with like the production side of it and putting together all the little pieces that, after I come up with something and they're like, let me take it and like do something else with it. So
Right.
I'm learning that that's just that is what works for me. Whatever works
Yeah.
for everyone else, don't know. I mean, I'm actually considering direct to consumer. There's a lot of things that we're considering in the music industry, but having radio, the TV, the foundation, everything behind what we do, there's a mission. And so you're the same way. I'm on a mission. You know it. You know it more than anybody probably that's even listening or tuning in here. So because I've gotten to meet you in person due to this this title I'm given. So if there's not a single day that goes by that someone hasn't said to me, wow, like, all right, so you're a Gold Star mom. That's cool. Like, I'm the better mom. And I'm like, man, they got to change that.
Right.
I really wish they would, or I'm just going to have to keep educating. Just keep educating and keep educating. And that comes from someone who's serving active duty and they're no longer here. You got to knock on the door. That's all I'll bring to it and tell you that that's what happens. So I don't like the title, but it's been there since World War I. So
Right.
I got a lot on my hands if I plan on changing that one. But your music in here is very inspiring, and it speaks to the heart too. So,
Thank you.
Krista, you want to grab into another song or question?
Oh no, let's hear another one. It's the first time I'm getting to hear his music.
Hi, Tiffany. All right, Malachi.
Did I send you adrenaline?
I don't think so.
I know I sent you chosen, but I don't need chosen last.
You want chosen last?
Yeah. So whatever.
Okay.
What's
In between chosen is people are people.
people are people. So okay. So people are people is actually my first ever attempt at a cover song as a professional musician, and it's a cover of a 1980s Depeche Mode song, which was more of like oh my gosh, yeah, and but it's more of like their style's like very new age, like electronic synth, all that stuff like that, and that song in the 80s had a very specific target about what it was talking about, and I believe today that it needed to be relearned, because I think that we discount and write each other off too easily over whatever the hot topic of the week is, right? Whether it's politics, religion, whatever it is, right? And I think that we need to relearn to agree to disagree and still respect each other. Like, I don't have to believe what you believe and we can still be friends. We don't have to hate each other for it, right? And so this was like my take on that song.
I like that. I like how you're putting it too. It's definitely the time to be saying it as well. People are people, and no, we do not have to agree. We can agree to disagree, and we can still get along. I like that message very much. So this is People Are People by Malachi, and no, I haven't heard it. So here we go. Check this out.
Different creeds, different people have different needs. It's obvious you hate me, though I've done nothing wrong. I've never even met you, so what could I have done? I can't understand what makes a man hate another man. Help me understand. People are people, so I shouldn't be. You and I got along so
That is nice. You can still hear like the synth pop in there, but you can hear the merging of, some more hard rock kind of infused in it. So that's a pretty good cover. I like that.
Oh, they're loving it over here, like nailing it. That people are people. You made it your own. I love that too. Uh, yeah, everyone's talking about making that song your own, like you did, and of course the guitar solo. There was really good. So mentioning the guitar solo as well. I saw that you pulled your sound and moved over into a different direction, and so that's what was happening there. Is I've got you set up over here. I see you're getting set up as well. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you can hear me, Malachi. I don't think you can. Yep, you can't hear me. But what we're going to continue to do is we are going to continue in the show while he's doing his sound. If we have to, you'll just log out and come back in, and I'll pull that up on the screen for him. But it came back in twice. Is what happened. And so I want him to be here. He did mention to us the last song, Chosen, is something he wanted to speak about. So I'll wait here just a minute, and I'm going to speak with Kristen while I send Malachi a message. Kristen, if we were doing the hit list and it's you and I'm sending you a message, Malachi, or production, if you want to do that for me. Yeah, thank you. If you want to do that for me, try that. And that's usually what happens, and you will be able to hear. So as we move into the show, Malachi is logging in and logging back out. There he goes. Kristen, the hit list. Here we are back in. I want to get in some more shows where we are just rocking out a bunch of music. And then just like we would at a radio station, you and I are doing some things. So y'all need to like stay tuned in, because we're about to do what we call traditional radio, and then if we have a guest, they'll be in here 15-20 minutes. So that is something that I just had to talk about, and I think Kristen, you'll like that too. So Kristen, since it's you and it's the hit list. If I were to go to your room, Kristen, and you're like 14, 15, and you've got things on your walls, what am I going to see?
You are going to see, and I saved this stuff. I don't know how it's lasted all these years. You're going to see Green Day all over my walls. I used to be a really big collector of Rolling Stones back when I was a teenager.
No way.
Any Green Day, the Rolling Stones are still in good shape, except for any Green Day pictures. They're gone.
Yeah.
And I used to absolutely love the Airwalk shoe campaign in the 90s, the pictures they did with the shoes, all the crazy, like they would incorporate musicians and celebrities. So that's what was all over my walls in the 90s.
All right. So the dudes in the bands would be Green Day. So that's what we got going on there. Okay. Anything else that would throw us off big time?
I used to collect, even when I was a teenager, a lot of antiques. And so my room was an interesting mixture of the teenager stuff and like really weird antiques.
That is so funny, actually.
Gone with the Wind antiques were my favorite. And I still have, I've saved them all. So.
Oh my goodness. We're going to have to talk. That is one of the things with me. Like, I don't know why, but when I was younger, I was really into antiques, which is supposed to be opposite, right? But no, at about that age, I would have had the same thing, especially like the dolls that would creep you out right now, like finding those in antique stores and all of that. Yeah, they're old porcelain, Victorian type dolls and things. Yeah, I mean, they're over there beside me right now.
My collection of porcelain dolls has gone with me my whole life, because if I would have left them behind, my mom or my sister probably would have thrown them away.
They would have gotten rid of them. Yeah. No, they're sitting over beside me right now. So that's interesting. There we go. We've got another thing there between you and I. I don't know about, it would have been like 90s country, but like Elvis, Dolly. Growing up in Nashville was interesting. So it was a lot of even Crystal Gale. And it's not like I was older, but I was around a lot of older individuals in music. So Loretta Lynn, some of your classics back there, Hank, um, uh, Devil Went Down to Charlie Daniels. I mean,
Hmm.
I was really into Charlie Daniels
So
big
you
time.
were really into country growing up a whole lot.
Country and heavy. So listen to this. My very first concert I went to, I can't say the word, Suicidal, tendencies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not supposed to say that word. We're running on so many stations that they don't like us to say it, but it is the name of a band. And I just remember going and they were like, oh, let's go down to the front. I ended up in the middle of what is called a mosh pit. And here I was young and I was like, whoa, okay, here we go. So that was an interesting thing for it to be my first one. And then I moved on to like Def Leppard. I'm always going to be an AC/DC, Rolling Stones. I mean, I love my rock and my metal big time, but yeah, you know what? That traditional, it was traditional to be honest with you. Like to me, Elvis wasn't traditional when he was out. It was more of his unique sound in the rock. So, shoot, Loretta Lynn, half of her stories aren't even true. It was all about the stories that you tell in order to get your music out, right? Like, I just had that talk literally today from someone. And yes, I said the word literally again. They have a big count going on how many times I say literally in the middle of a show.
All the times.
It's a new thing. I'm like, well, I didn't know I was part of that one. Okay. They said, no, thank you. They creeped me out. They must be talking about the dolls. While you were out, Malachi, we have the hit list, and it's something that we're going to end up hitting you with. And I actually got to turn around and ask Kristen because you were out, and what they're creeped out about is porcelain dolls. So we were talking.
Were you a collector, Malachi?
I'm sorry.
Were you a collector as well?
No, not me. I collected G.I. Joe and Star Wars.
Oh, there you go. G.I. Joe and Star Wars. Well, the audience is like, they are creeped out by our dolls, Kristen.
I have some pretty creepy ones still.
Yeah, I'm not going to turn my camera, but they're sitting over there beside me. They're an audience to us right now.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with that.
Well, I had nowhere else for them to go right now. So they're like, hey, what's up? They're over there. This is what we were talking about, Malachi. So the hit list would be, I met you, you're like 14, 15, music's out there, or whatever else you're into. And you're like, hey, man, come on over and hear this record, or, what are you doing? Let's go chill. What would I have walked into had I met you then and been like, oh, okay, Malachi.
At 14 and 15?
It's in the age range that's going to give me a good answer.
So we'll go 14, 15. I was, freshman in high school. I was transitioning from listening to 80s hair bands like Def Leppard and, Rat and, oh my gosh, there's so many of them, Trickster, Firehouse, Warrant, all that stuff. And transition because I just gotten into high school, right? So I'm just now finally allowed to listen to music that wasn't oldies. And I immediately went into stuff like Anthrax, Metallica. And when I say Metallica, I mean early Metallica. So like Garage Band Revisited, Blitzkrieg, the album Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, and then bands like Megadeth and bands like MOD and Public Enemy when they did their album with Anthrax, and just all this really, really heavy stuff. And then at home, I'm listening to all that, and then here I am at home. I've got a Debbie Gibson vinyl album, which hold on. You're laughing.
This is what I'm looking for. I knew it. There's something.
So this is my wife's vinyl collection, but mine got mixed in. Let me pull these out.
You're going to blame it on the wife.
No,
Yeah,
these are hers.
I would tell everyone that Debbie Gibson is hers.
Debbie
Yeah.
Gibson. Hold on, let me find it because I was just thumbing through these the other day.
Debbie Gibson. What is the song that she sang? I'm trying to.
Oh, she did. I think no, that was Tiffany. Never mind. Tiffany did a rendition of "Think We're Alone Now." My
Yep, that
gosh,
was Tiffany.
what did Debbie Gibson do?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hold on, I just found mine.
Malachi will have to tell us. Anyone out there thinking, let us know. What did Debbie Gibson do?
All right, here you go.
Is it Locomotion?
My Superman vinyl album,
Oh, cool.
and then Vixen.
Oh, Vixen.
Okay.
Got it.
My all-time favorite band, Heart.
Oh, yeah. I love Heart, actually.
Debbie Gibson, Out of the Blue.
He
Out
does
of the
have it.
Blue.
There it is. What? I was going to say, is it Out of the Blue?
Foolish Beat was a big song.
Did she do
Shake-
Only in My Dreams?
Yes, Only in My
Okay.
Dreams.
There you go.
Which is on this album.
Good
Paula
one,
Abdul.
Kristen. Paula Abdul.
Def Leppard
Oh, yeah.
and Tesla.
Tesla.
Yep.
Ooh. Only in My Dreams. She's tuning in here and she's giving it all away right here. And you're going to end up on the show. But she's talking about Prince, MJ,
Now,
Stevie
But out in
Wonder.
public, I'm listening to Metallica and Megadeth. And
Yeah.
Yeah, in public around other people.
At school and around my friends, I got Alice
Right.
Cooper. Alice Cooper's in my tape deck. I mean,
Yeah. I like that. Billy Idol. Listen, Ozzy is one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Black Sabbath, y'all.
love
like
Ozzy.
that is another thing of mine that I'll be getting ready to get into something and they're like, seriously, Tracy? And I'm like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Iron Man, of course. Like, how could you not feel better and just crank that up? Take his man card away. Okay.
You cannot have it.
You cannot have it. He still has his GI Joes and all of that. Vinyl's making a comeback too. So
Yep.
I just had my kid and his friend going through mine, trying to take them. I'm like, no, I don't think so. No, you can't
Okay.
have mine.
I have
My
to ask.
brother-in-law has a whole room of nothing but vinyl.
That'd be cool.
I have to ask Malachi. So you like hard rock, you like Christian music. You know who Striper was?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I follow Michael Sweet on Facebook, and his brother, is it Robert Sweet, the drummer? My buddy Sean Browning has a band, had a Christian punk band called the Migraines, and they brought him in, and he played drums on a track on their
Oh,
last. I think it
wow.
was their last album that they did before he transitioned into more of he does horror punk.
Uh-huh.
It's a Christian called Grave Robber, but it's a Christian band, but it's like horror punk. They dress up like zombies.
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty
that's
neat.
different.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's really good music too.
I will have to definitely check that out because that sounds really interesting. I kind of after 80s Striper, I didn't really follow anymore,
Right. I mean, I grew up the first concert I ever went to was Amy Grant.
Oh, okay.
And I saw Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith, and I can't remember, there was a lady that opened for him. And then it was a year or two later I went again. It was Amy Grant, DC Talk, and Michael W. Smith.
DC
I like
Talk.
it, every
Oh my
bit of it.
goodness.
Yeah, ZZ Top. They're like, more music. MTV for sure. Oh, yeah. MTV, Pimp My Ride, all of it, man. We're on MTP right now. Music, TV, podcasts. That's how we roll. MTP. I actually have that out there. Yes, I am corny and I love it. Here we go. That's going to end up on a shirt. Every bit of it. So, Malachi, you're in here with us right now. We have the song Chosen that we have waited on for you. I want to know a little more.
This song is unreleased, so this is kind of a world debut. This song it's my my attempt at a Linkin Parkish, like a rap rock, like nu metal, I guess, type thingy, I guess. And it's based on 1 Peter 2:9, which is you are a chosen royal priesthood, is the statement that was made. And just to remember that, you're not just somebody, like you're not a nobody. You were chosen. You know what I mean? So that's really the whole intent behind the song.
I love that. I love that. And everybody's tuning in now. Amy Grant is going on tour with CC and MS, huh? Everybody is definitely going on tour, and they're all talking about the verse that you are referring to as well. So reminded them again. One picked up on it, and another one is asking me about the verse again.
1 Peter 2:9.
Got it. And this is Chosen, Chosen. And yes, sometimes you do have to spell it out there. You want to make sure that you can go find Malachi and his music in this digital age. Move it to a playlist. Pay attention out there. We've got Boots Stars Guitars as a playlist. We're gathering it all together, and it's going to end up playing 24 to 48 hours of just indie music. And then we've got the one where we're trying to gather, where it's our veterans, our first responders. I call her heroic individuals that we want to put on a platform. So 24 hours on that, and then 24 hours on our indies on the 2 stations that just picked us up. So that's one of the things they've asked us to do. So we got to make sure we do that. So that's a great thing. So it's like, yeah, I need the music to be coming in, and so does Kristen, and we can get out there and knock out the music. And anybody that's doing an interview on here, by the way, you do not have to stay the full 2 hours. You can do 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Kristen and I can knock out music for our stations. So I don't want anyone to feel like we're capturing you for that amount of time. So here we go with Chosen by Malachi.
What is this? What I'm feeling, what I'm giving you. Holding hands, understand what I hear is true. Can't stop where I'm headed, what I'm gonna do. You're the one, the only one that speaks the truth. I understand what you're saying, and I'm here for you. Lift you up, praise your name, it's not win or lose. Not a game and it's a shame, I'm the one to blame. Hold me close, lift me up, let me feel your pain. You made me your chosen one. I will rise, you eclipse the sun. You made me your chosen one. You chose me over all of them. It's a new day, a new start, we're moving on. Don't look for me, cause I'm already long gone. They can't stop the growth that I'm going through. I owe it all, I owe everything to you. You're the one that lifts me up and gives me purpose now. Follow me and I'll show everybody how. You're the one who's crucified and rose again. Hold me close, lift me up, let me feel your pain. You made me your chosen one. I will rise, you eclipse the sun. You make me your chosen one. You chose me over all of them. We're chosen, we're chosen, we're chosen, chosen. You made me your chosen one. I will rise, you eclipse the sun. You made me your chosen one. You chose me over all of them.
Wow. I'm glad that we did wait on that one. Chosen there with Malachi, and then you just went cut. I like the just boom in and
It's
out.
it's definitely one that I wanted at the ending. I wanted to like it. I want you it. You still want more of it because it's like, oh, you're like,
Yeah,
where'd
I
it
did that
go?
on accident to a couple, and they were like, "Did you do that?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah,
No,
happy
I
to
love
watch
it. I love everything about it. So I really do love Chosen there by Malachi. And you said it is not out right
It's
now.
not been released yet. We're waiting. You know, so as an indie artist, right, as an independent artist, like if you don't have the money behind it to promote it when you release it, like it really doesn't go anywhere, right? Like you might get your, you know, 70, 80 streams the first week, right? Or whatever. And then it kind of just goes to the wayside, right? To whatever your average listeners are on Spotify or, you know, whatever. But this is one that I really felt like when it finished, I was like, I can't release this one until I have a sponsorship or some type of way to promote it financially, to release it, to give it because that's it's one of those songs where I'm like, this one deserves more than just a blind release, right? A
Right.
Facebook promotion of begging people to go free download or whatever. So I'm holding this one until then. Like my
Yeah.
band's gonna play it live, but to release it on streaming and radio and all that, we're waiting on that opportunity.
Are you playing out in the area that you just moved to?
We're gonna be like right. I just found these amazing players. I got to give them a shout out real quick to my guys. Henry Hernandez, who's my drummer. Guy is one of the greatest drummers I've ever worked with. JC is my lead guitar player. That guy is a shred master. He's unbelievable. And he's very, very business focused on on getting everything in line on how to do things, right? Like how to roll out the band, how to roll out the website, how to roll, like he has a plan. And it's just, I love it that he's focused on it, but he's like a phenomenal guitar player and he's very, very open about teaching and grooming and helping each other grow. Efren, my rhythm guitar player, is just an absolute stud. He definitely is a rhythm, like he locks in on rhythm and just keeps it there. Efren joined the Air Force and then got medicaled out of AI or out of basic training. And then Gabe is my bass player. Gabe was a Army veteran, combat veteran, like just great dude, but like he's that soul in the background, like with the bass, like he's just unbelievable. And these guys are, three of my guys are like from Cuba and Puerto Rico, and then Gabe and I are both from the States, but we all have like this common drive and goal of what we want with this music, and I just can't wait.
I can't either. I'm very excited. I'm excited for a lot of reasons. I mean, just learning your proximity and what we have going on and who is near you and actually what could happen. I'm pretty excited myself. So I was actually just trying to get a hold of them, and they will be popping up here in a bit. We do run the show for the stations for radio as we're following through in here. So I'm glad you were able to find them. As you moved down there, was there like a resource area, a VFW, or where was it?
So I mean, like, me, like I'm all in with my veteran stuff, but I got down here and I kind of didn't want to exploit that. I wanted to kind of see if I could do it without it. And there's a lot of stuff that goes along with being a veteran in the veteran community that I wanted to take my time and ease into it. But I literally just went to a Facebook South Florida musicians Facebook group and just made a post one day. So look, I'm a Christian artist. I already have music released. I'm looking to put a band together. And Henry was the first one. Like he jumped in, and was super excited when he listened to the music. He's like, dude, I'm all in. And then he found Efren. I found Gabe, and then they found, Efren and Henry found JC. And it's just been a snowball. Like, but like we've talked many times, like I struggled to put anything together in Nashville. Like I really did. And I got down here and it just seemed like God just kind of, there's the door, right? And then all these guys were just like, and they're just, like I said, they're all in musically. Like they're just like, they bought into the concept. They bought into the music. They bought into me. They believe in me more than I think I believed in myself to start with,
Mhm.
So I'm really excited to see where it goes. We have a rehearsal this Saturday, which is actually also my 52nd birthday.
Oh wow.
And then we've been on average going every 2 weeks, but we've got about 4 more songs that we need to get under our belt as a band. Because it's different. Like I came in with it. For them, it's like a cover band, right? Because they're learning my music that's already been released in writing, and so they're trying to figure out the roads on it, the roadmaps on it. And we're not playing everything off the album. We're playing 2 songs off the album or 3 songs off the album, and then everything else is newer stuff. Stuff and collaborations between me and Josh Hudson and all that. And so but it just like it all kind of just fell together because like I said, I just went to a Facebook group one day and was like, and usually you don't get any feedback. You'll get people to say, oh, that music isn't gonna fit here or whatever, because you got a lot of gatekeepers. But Henry just jumped in, hey, I'm a Christian, I'd love to hear your music, and I sent it to him. He's like, I want to play.
I like that.
So and it's just snowballed from there.
I like that for sure. But definitely we've got someone down there that's doing quite a lot. So I can't wait for y'all to meet. And then getting back into the show, as we've done some music for you guys over there, we're going to go back to the hit list like we would have normally done it instead of
let's do it.
Just Kristen walking into Kristen's room. I already walked through Kristen's room. Where will you want to go lead this time, Kristen Rochelle?
Well, let's see. We've gone through everyone's room. We've looked at your vinyls, which were really interesting.
Oh, so we're going to my room though, because that's embarrassing.
Yes, yes.
Now, did you have Debbie Gibson posters on your wall as well?
Not Debbie Gibson. So on my door, because I was a big basketball guy, I had Scottie Pippen. I was a big Bulls fan at the time. I've always been a Celtics fan, but at the moment I was a Bulls fan, and I had a gigantic Scottie Pippen poster because I wanted to play like Scottie. And on every other wall in my room, on my ceiling, on my headboard, on the door to my closet, on my dresser, I had posters and cutout pictures of Alyssa Milano.
Okay.
Yeah.
What era of Alyssa Milano? Are we talking like Who's the Boss?
Oh, it was all of them at that time, right? So it's like
okay.
anything that was in like Teen Beat magazine or Bop magazine, or I could buy from Spencer's, or like I was as a teenager, I was all into Alyssa Milano. Like I can't stand her now, but like she's gotten way too political. She's just gotten really political for me, and I can't stomach it. But
I remember,
as a kid, I was hooked. I was definitely hooked.
I remember Teen Beat. I haven't thought of that in years. Oh my gosh. Yeah. When did that go out of print?
I don't know, honestly. Like I think by the time I got a driver's license, I stopped caring.
Yeah. I think I was really into that magazine when I was about 12, 13. And then back then, the reason I liked it was for Edward Furlong.
Oh my gosh. I thought you were going to say Scott Baio.
No. Terminator 2 boy.
All right, gotcha.
Terminator. They're saying only in my dreams. I like that one. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever picked up a Teen Beat or anything like that. She's like talking about 2000. She's going, what's in 2007? You got to help me out there a little bit. And as we're going back through our list and our show there, Kristen, what do you got for us next?
Oh, let's see. So we've gone through his room. We've looked at his vinyls. I want to know what you said you grew up listening to, like the 50s music and stuff like that. Now, if you had to pick between Jerry Lee Lewis and Elvis Presley, who would
Elvis Presley?
Elvis, you didn't even have to wait to answer that.
Yep. Elvis Presley was the man. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jerry Lee Lewis was a phenomenal player, but Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley.
Yeah,
you know,
all day, every day.
Tracy, would you pick Elvis first too?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. 100% I would. Elvis. It went out of production in 2007, apparently. The Teen Beat was out of publication. So thank you, Miss Diva over there. If we didn't have you in here, I'd be like, I don't think I've ever seen or touched anything that said Teen Beat. So I didn't have a normal childhood. I'm a kid now. I just did a song. It's called I Quit Adulting I just haven't released it, and then I'm going in reverse. So
That's how it feels, doesn't it?
I'm living in reverse is what I'm doing. So yeah, I love that she always has the information. So shout out to you, Miss Diva. We got to get you in here on this show as well. And as we're going back through our list there, Kristen, is it two truths and a lie?
Yeah.
Now
let's do
watch
that
out.
one.
Malachi is a veteran who's very well trained. So this is not going to be our typical easy. Usually this is a easy one for Kristen. I don't think she's missed one yet. Two truths and a lie. We're trying to figure out Malachi, and Malachi is going to give us an answer that we're going to try to figure out which one of those is not true.
Oh. All right. I've been to Graceland. I have opened a concert for Vertical Horizon.
Oh my God, Vertical Horizon.
And
Another name I haven't heard.
And I spent 15 days in China.
What was the first one?
I've been to Graceland, which is in Memphis, Tennessee, by the way.
Oh yeah, I've been. I'm just like sitting here, like trying to go into your brain and decide which one I truly believe, because I have to know one of those is very true, and I can't decide. Kristen, I'm getting stuck.
Goodness.
On
Okay.
Graceland. I'm getting stuck on Graceland.
Do you think it's Graceland?
I do. But I
lived in Tennessee for 12 years.
Gonna go
But
with
usually
Vertical
people in
Horizon.
Tennessee don't go.
Yeah, but I also opened up that concert in Collierville at the VFW in Memphis. 10 minutes away.
True. All right, so okay, I'm not going to guess that one.
Well, I'm gonna go with the Vertical Horizon. Is that one true? Or
I
false?
opened up for Vertical Horizon in 2009 in
China.
Iraq.
It's China, isn't it?
I spent 15 days in China speaking about using agriculture as a way to mitigate taking your own life. The Chinese government and a Chinese private nonprofit paid for my trip. I've never been to Graceland.
True.
You've never been to Graceland? You tricked us. You really tricked us this time.
I was actually right.
Yep, I've never been to Graceland.
I knew it.
I meant to go when I did the show in Collierville. And I just it was a 5-hour drive home, and I was like, I gotta go.
It's what happens. I mean, I grew up there, and everyone was like, "You have not gone to Graceland?" I have now, but I took my kid, but I had already moved to Texas, and they were like, "Seriously?" And I'm like,
"There's a homeless camp right across. There's an RV park and a homeless camp right across the street." So
yeah, that is true. Actually, it is a really cool place to like go into, walk through. As a matter of fact, like you'll see some stuff like you do behind Kristen right now. They got big pictures of her. I actually loved it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed taking my son to walk through there, and he was able to see the Army stuff and the badges and all those sorts of things, and then kind of understand both sides of that. So, as we're going through here, Kristen, so I got one right. Yay.
Kind of.
You tried.
I talked you out of it.
Yeah, and I was believing you. I was all in. I was buying in. Like, okay, it's got to be China then. But wait a minute, Malachi. I swear you just said a nonprofit paid for you to go to China and discuss
using agriculture as a way to mitigate taking your own life. Because it was based on a book that I wrote called A Warrior's Garden.
Okay, yeah,
which is one of the
Warrior's
songs that
Garden.
I did
I'm very familiar with. Yeah, Warrior's Garden. So Malachi, you could tell them a little bit about Warrior's Garden. Actually, are you still doing that?
Yeah, it's on pause right now. But when I got out of the Army, I wrote a book. As I was leaving the Army, I wrote a book called A Warrior's Garden, and it was a document of my journey of trying to find a holistic way to deal with PTSD. I was on 24 medications, and half of those medications were for the side effects of other medications. Some of the combinations of those medications should have never been prescribed together because they cause congenital heart issues and all kinds of other issues. And so I I got out, and as I got out, I was working on transitioning from all the medications onto organic supplementation, and now I use CBD oil for pretty much everything. Um, I'm I went on a carnivore diet and I've lost 80 pounds. Um, but I was building one of the things that I started doing was I started a nonprofit called Warfighter Gardens, and we build therapeutic gardens for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. Every garden is unique to the individual. I built a Air Force logo, so it looks like the giant eagle, for a veteran who was a retired Air Force veteran, and then I built a couple of gardens for Gold Star families. But every garden is unique. Nobody gets the same garden.
Yeah.
I won't copy the garden. Like you won't get another one built the same way. And if I
What
do,
about
like
the one in Columbia? Is it still there, or
the
your
third ID patch.
Is it
So
still there in Columbia?
there's a third ID patch that I built for a veteran that I served with in Iraq in at Fort Stewart, and then there is a right now our farm that we just sold. We built a community garden that had a 50-foot by 30-foot American flag garden.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then the red stripes were the garden boxes, the field of blue were garden boxes, and the white stripes were the walkways.
Yeah.
We have sold that farm. We have let them know when we sold it to them that that was an area that we had kind of donated usage to, and that those gardens were for the local community that were dedicated to veterans. So it's really theirs now. So they get to choose what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
like
that was that garden alone. That was the largest and most expensive garden that we built. It was, like I said, it was 50-foot by 30-foot. And I think the total final price tag on that garden was a little over $6,000.
So tell me something that is in, these gardens. Is there a particular type of flower or plant that you like to use that you find particularly therapeutic?
So basil and mint is really good. It's got a great aroma. That like lavender. But what I do is like when we would build the garden, we would wherever we would build it. I built gardens in Indiana. I built them in Alabama. I built them in Tennessee. Things like that. So it's like I always try to find a local master gardener and
Mm-hmm.
assign that master gardener as a mentor to the veteran or the Gold Star family. Um, and so they would like, what do you want to grow? Do you want it to be a flower garden or do you want it to be a vegetable garden? 99% of the time
Oh,
they were vegetable gardens, but we would
oh
always
wow.
encourage them to put marigolds in the corners because marigolds were a natural deterrent for like rodents and rabbits. Um,
Okay.
and then basil is a natural insecticide, and then you get like lemon balm, which is you can steep it and make a tea out of it, but it can be
Mm-hmm.
used as a natural insecticide for well, not insecticide, but a deterrent for insects like mosquitoes and whatnot.
So lemon balm, and what else is in it?
You can basil, lemon
For
balm,
to
mint.
keep away the bugs.
Oh, the lemon balm, and then we
The
would
lemon
use
balm.
marigolds on the corners to keep the rodents and the rabbits out.
Got it. No, mosquitoes will not leave me alone. I can be around 100,000 people, and I will be that person that they just come find and eat up.
My
What about
wife
you
and I
guys?
will be in a room together, and all the mosquitoes will bite her.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Does that happen to you, Kristen?
It does.
I don't know what it is.
is.
I know. It's like I can't get away from them. I don't like it at all. I was just bit recently, and it put me in the hospital actually. But the garden that you're talking about, I'm very familiar with. I remember when I first met you, it was brought up to me. I met you right after my brother. We can't say the words that I would normally say, but to this day, I'm still angry at the fact of what he did. So
Right.
anyone out there, you shouldn't do that. There is always someone out there willing to listen. There's always another answer. It is the family that is greatly affected in that absence. And I can tell you that, man, I never expected it. I mean, life is so short, and every single day, I always say this, we all usually have 30 seconds in each of our days where we have made a decision or someone else is making a decision near us, which can turn our path from one direction to another every single day.
Yep.
So I try to remember that ongoing throughout everything I'm doing, anyone I'm talking with, anything I'm doing, the energies of who to be around. You start getting I got past 28, I hit 29, and I was like, I just don't need to be around, certain energies. I don't need to be liked by everyone. I don't need to please everyone. I just want to be able to do the best job that I can do in whatever skill set that I have. And then after that, can't do anything else when it comes to the whole insider drama. Like, leave me out of it. Let me stay in that middle lane over here and just keep on cruise control. I work very well that way. And as you know, Malachi, it's rare for me. That's why when I saw that letter, I didn't remember. I didn't even remember writing that letter. It's just the timing of what happened with my brother was the reason that I was there.
Yeah.
So it just set me off. I don't know. So every now and then, yes, I can come out of a corner. If I say a bad word like the F word, I'm like, get bail money, because that's not normal for me. But you shouldn't have to get bail money anyway. So I don't even need to knock. I'm just not that kind of person, but I'm just being cautious.
I feel like every day that I keep going, like every day, I feel like I get more and more. I become Red Foreman from that '70s show.
Yeah. I like that reference, actually. I like that. That's a good one. From the '70s show, that's making a whole new comeback now. There's a whole new
the '80s show or something. Yeah,
something like that. I don't know. My kiddo turned it on, and I was like, "This used to be a different show." So I learned quite a bit from him going forward. Kristen, as we're here on Booth Stars Guitars, that's BSG. So we're trying to get you to catch on to BSG, where music meets mission. Well, all of our stations we're with. And then TV, shout out to HTTV, Mr. Henry Turner. Shout out to Cutting Edge. Shout out to One Star, all of our partners out there, True Grit, HMG. But also shout out to Cutting Edge. There is a big music conference coming up in New Orleans. And so we'll be on top of that. And then there's some things going on in Nashville. Pulling me back to Nashville for something. Something happened today that I would have to, on back channels, I'll get in touch with some of you and let you know what that was. It was very interesting. Have you ever had a phone call, both of you? You ever had a phone call, someone's called you and said, why would I choose you to do something when there's all these other people that work for blank, 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 and blank, and they've been in marketing, they've been in everything you can think of. What in the world makes you the person that I should talk to or allow onto the project?
Sometimes I say literally.
That has not happened to me since I have become the 29-year-old again who's like, I really don't care. But it did happen today. So I was just a little bit quiet at first. And then I said, if you really want to go with that big company, go with the big company. But this is what I know about me. And whatever floats your boat, man. But this is how I operate. And I can tell you two things about me. And the two things that I said that I thought that the artist needed to do. Like, that's where I knew my strong suit. I was like, this is being done wrong and that's being done wrong. And this is what I do. So that's the only thing I can tell you right there. Unless you want to go do some research or whatever. But I am not. I stepped out. I'm stepping back in. Yeah, it's interesting. So radio promoters, Kristen. Radio promoters. Give us a line there about, because Malachi, since I've been back, this whole radio promotion thing has been very interesting to me in Texas. I mean, I love some of them, but what the heck?
It was weird because, was it in the 90s, 80s or 90s? They passed a law that it's illegal to pay to play, right? But now they what they did was they found the way around, which is the radio station, your regular brick and mortar radio stations will not accept songs from artists, because then it crosses the line of, are you paying to play? And in order to get your song on the radio, you have to have a promoter who can do it for you. You have to have the liaison, and then the liaison charges you. They make a cut, and the rest of the cut goes to the radio station. So you're still technically
paying
to play
a lot.
And that's why I was saying, like, that's the song chosen is like, I'm waiting until I have, because I'm going to be candid and real. You know what I mean? to do it right, I need a minimum of $15,000, you know, to do a promotional campaign to get that song on the right radio stations, to get it to chart, to make it where it should be.
Speaking of promotional campaigns, that's a good question for both of you. Where would you go? A lot of people ask me this question. I'm wanting to get into music. I'm a writer, or I'm playing, or whatever it is we're doing. What in the world do I do? I get that question daily right now.
You need a solid PR team, you need a good work ethic, and you need someone who can promote you. And I'm not just talking about some guy down the street that knows, you know, how to talk, right? You need someone who's actually connected into the industry, who's connected to the radio stations, who's connected to the things that can actually make it happen. But it's a work ethic. You have to be willing to put in the work, because anybody can go to the studio, record a song, and it's going to sound great, right? If you have the right producer and the right people, you pay the right amount of money for the work to be done. But then being able to go out there and reproduce that live, you have to be able to.
I'm following you. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with
you have
you
to be
on
able.
it. It's
And there's so much stuff being done these days with, you know, with AI and with different patches and different, you know, programs and things like that, that people are making their music to where it's almost not reproducible live, where you're having to have tracks, you're having to have this stuff done. You're having, like, when you have a vocalist that has like 25 different vocal effects on their vocals for a live show, I mean, come on, they take a vocal lesson, learn to actually sing. You know what I mean?
what
Now, don't get me wrong. I get it. There's times where that's used as an accent and it's used as a tool and stuff like that. But it's like, we're getting away from that. We're getting to the point where people are relying on it now. And it just, you know, AI was originally intended to be a tool to make stuff better, and people are using it as a way to replace everything else. And it's AI takes from other artists. And I'm getting on a soapbox right now. You know, takes
Oh
from
no,
other.
they love to talk about this subject. I've been asked
Yeah.
about it a million times. I use it as a tool. I call it my secretary. I'm not organized, but I can organize myself by using it.
There's great aspects to
Yeah.
it if it's used
Mhm.
properly, but it's being abused in a way where, like I said, I've had in the last year and a half, I've had about 20 people send me, "Hey, I wrote this song on Suno." No, you didn't. You put your idea in Suno, and Suno took from other artists and made the song for you. You didn't write anything.
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference between creating a scratch track for your band to hear because you couldn't play all the parts. This is
Right.
what I would like to do, and then the band writes the song together. And
Mhm.
and there's a difference from that to, hey, I wrote this song, and not one piece of that song is you.
Right.
So,
And
but yeah,
you can usually tell if you know who you're working with, but networking is the key word there. You use the
Yeah.
word networking, and
You gotta
that
know the
is
right
what I
people.
brought up.
you
I brought that
really
up
have
today.
to know the right people. You do.
Yeah, and I did say that. I said, you know,
Yeah.
standing back for several years and just networking, you really get to know a lot. You
Yep.
get to understand who's moving, who is paying to play, and who you want to work with and who you don't.
And God,
And
don't
you
offend the
also-
wrong
and the people.
person, because your career's over.
Yes, that is true. But it's been very interesting here in Texas. There's a lot going on that's great.
I was just
And
there.
then also there is what I call ageism. There is something happening right now where a lot of the individuals that were in charge, which I love them, but a lot of them are not going to be able to be in charge much longer, and some aren't. So a lot of the stations are being sold off. We have a lot of internet, but we have some really good internet stations. You got to be careful there too. So you don't, if you find good ones, stick with the good ones.
Well, a lot of your internet stations don't register with BMI and ASCAP, so they're not paying their music royalties to the artists.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, you're getting streams, but you're still only making a third of a penny per stream on Spotify. You know what I mean?
Well, that,
it's-
and then the Texas, there's all kinds of charting, but
Yeah.
there's that.
Well, Texas
and
has their own
idea.
charts, so
Texas has charts. We have the Billboard here, but they do have a whole charting system. And then I do always tell everyone, if you're with BMI or ASCAP, but I'm with BMI, go into BMI. You just did a set here on the show with your music. You can go in there as BMI Live, log that in there that you just did it. And then another tip is you can take out a very small ad, like $10 ad, before you come on. You happen to know the person that I've been in business with for a long time. So all my software, everything I'm using, it's going to take every bit of it from me
Yep.
and say, you can't have this until you give it to the artist. So
Yep.
I will continue to use it because of that right there. So I do want it to be upfront that everything that I'm using, I pay for it,
Yep.
but it's so that I make sure that everything is on the up and up. I'm not just going on a social media site. Nothing wrong with going on a social media site and networking. You do want to do that. But nowadays, listen, you need to network by going over and finding Malachi, find his music, and then add that to a playlist. And then I'm going to look at Kristen Rochelle over there. As we're wrapping up the show here, we are
And you
about
know,
to hit our mark.
I was just in Laredo, Texas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I
Oh,
was-
you know what? I meant to call. I'll have to get a hold of Scotty. I actually caught that late. I have not
Blackbird
been on.
Anthem or Blackbird Rain and Scotty Frazier and myself all went down to Laredo for 22-0, which is a nonprofit that helps veterans with the
I
words we
wanted
can't
to
say.
be there. It's Blackbird. I met them too at the music awards last
Amazing.
year.
Just amazing dudes. Amazing
Oh,
dudes.
The guitarist, holy cow!
Rick is amazing. He's phenomenal.
Amazing. Yeah, I actually wanted to go to that. I mean, there's been so much going on. I did not
Yeah.
make it. We are wrapping up here towards the end of the show. Last night we were talking a lot about that Malachi. There's a whole music awards section that I landed into down in that area. So I plan to stick by it. As we're wrapping up here with Malachi is someone that has served. We say thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And then he is also someone that I happen to know. And so I will stand up for you any day, Malachi. So when I believe in something firmly like that, Kristen, as we're wrapping up here the next few minutes, shout it out there. What would you like to shout out? Is there anything?
I want to say thank you, first of all, to Malachi, because I got to hear some different music today. I get so wrapped up in, alternative country that I forget to look into other genres sometimes. So this was a treat. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I
Thank you for
like it.
listening.
Most definitely. Everyone out there, tune in. You can find the show under Boots, Stars, Guitars, or just Tracy Two-Step. Kristen's very easy to find too. Kristen, haven't you found keeping it in your name because we're kind of over here and over here? It's like Kristen Rochelle, Tracy Two-Step. Keeping find us with our names.
Yeah.
And then obviously BSG, us doing the shows together. So, just reach out to us, find us. We are looking for more artists to get on air, but we want to get your music spinning. We have the availability over here I need 48 hours of music for Kristen and I.
I will
to
send
fill up
you
stations.
2 emails, one email with all of my music, and then one
Okay.
email. I will link you in with Josh Hudson for all of his
Okay.
music. He's a veteran
right.
too. So
Sounds good. Yeah, I want to do the one
Yep.
section that is close to my heart, and then I want to do our indie. So I want 24
Yeah.
hours running of that, and then 24 hours for our veterans, first responders, our families that have lost their loved one. So as we go forward here on Boots, Stars, Guitars, we are wrapping up here. My name is Tracy Two-Step. I've got Kristen Rochelle over here with her Velvis, which is the Velvet Elvis, standing out behind her. I'm looking for one for me, so I can have Elvis behind my back too. With Malachi, great friend, great individual around the Florida area now. And as we wrap up, I'm going to close out. Malachi, stand by. There is a reason that I'm asking you to stand by. And Kristen, you only yawned the one time. She gets up really early still. You're right, girl. Can you hear me?
What did you? Yeah, what you broke up for a second.
I'm closing up, and I was saying you've only yawned once. So I
Oh,
was closing up saying, and let's get to Kristen Rochelle so she can say something.
Oh yeah. Well, I want to say good night. I've been up since 4 a.m.
Well, it's been a great show. It's been great having you on, Malachi. Kristen,
Thank you.
I will be in touch on what happened today. Everybody stand by. We're not gone. I see the live audience over here. I see the messages I'm getting to my right, Malachi. Hang on, let's tune out here with BSG. Thank you tonight is to Malachi.
Little bit reckless, you can't hang, you can't handle Texas heat.